What's up, YouTube? Mukbang making me shay. But I still use mukbang default. Hit you with another video. Alright, guys, so today I'm gonna do a review on um it's called The Slave Castle. And I'm gonna just do what I think of it. I'm gonna give y'all a little background back in the fort 1400s to like 1600s. The Dutch had built this castle. It was for trading goods and stuff like that. So as the years moved on, they thought it was cool to um and some of them was selling our ancestors, and um they were selling our ancestors, guys, and this is in Ghana. Um, it's called the Elmina, and my review on this, guys, is like um literally, 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 and this is not a Party flag. No, 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 no. I'm doing something. I'm doing something. This cat. Oh my god, yo. I'm doing something. And Starship Flakes. Get. And guys, um, I'm not doing it for nobody to hate of the white man. But I'm just throwing awareness out there. I want to go personally. I want to go to Ghana because I have heritage in West Africa, and my grandmother's her grandma was a white. So now I know either my grandmother's grandmother got pregnant on on the either in Elmina or in the station, because my guys, mind you, the English had these the slave castle for almost 300 years. The Dutch had it for a couple of not years, about 70, 76. um I think it might have been like 76 years, I think. So 7,000, and then the no, I'm lying. The Portuguese. I'm sorry, guys. The Portuguese started the slave and the castle. I'm sorry, it was the Portuguese. Then once they defeated the Portuguese, the Dutch took over. But how they took over was the people was getting tired of the Portuguese, and they let the Dutch in. But when they let the Dutch in, it got worse, guys. And it's just, this is the land of no return, guys. The land of no return. Our ancestors were in captivity in this place called Elmina in West Africa. And my take of it, guys, is horrible. I was crying. How could they do human beings of God, fearing people? How could they um mistreat? It wasn't beyond mistreat, guys. This was the pit of the devil. This was the devil's pit. These people they didn't know where they was going. They didn't know where they was at. They was in chains and shackles and caves. Them people didn't live like that. Them people hunted, they fish. They have fruit. These was of good people, innocent people. Them people ain't did nothing to nobody. They took the husbands, they took the wives and the children. The mothers and the daughters was in the room, and the fathers and the sons was in the room. It was hot. They had these people living on the floor. Like when you go downtown Old City and stuff, they're bricks down there. They had them people laying on bricks. Imagine laying on wood. That's hard, but it's no comparison to a brick. They had these people laying on bricks, stacked up on each other. They was pissing, pooping, periods, sweating, and everything imaginable, guys. And it's heartbreaking to see my ancestors. I never had a bonus clue to see our ancestors, not just our ancestor, go through the first mental stage of slavery. We would never, ever, ever, ever know how these people felt. But as an ancestor, we know the pain they was in. And it's a difference between feelings and pain. It's a difference. And I I'm freaking speechless, guys. I am speechless of how they were treated, the lack of moral for self-character these people play upon our ancestors. The lack of moral character that these people played upon us was horrible. It was hard. It can't get no worse than that. It couldn't get no worse than that. And I have of white and DNA in my family tree. And I want to go to Ghana. Can you help me out? I know I'm going to cry because I'm a sensitive person. So I know I'm going to cry, but I have to let the tears out. In order for me to move forward with this that I found out, I have to shed some tears, and I really want to go and just let my ancestors know. We now know how y'all got captured, because I always thought, if they captured them, how? Never in a million years have I ever thought that they was in a castle, a dungeon, a castle, crying, hungry, scared, tortured. Never in a million dreams have I would ever thought of the humiliation they was in, the disrespect they went through, the lack of character that went upon them, that they couldn't defend themselves nor their children. It is beyond my wildest dream to ever think that people are cruel and have lack for human life. I would never understand why these people did this to our ancestors. I would never understand it. I will never understand why they attempt to sell our people for cigarettes, for materialistic things, and you got a whole nation that's looking for answers. What happened? What happened? What happened that the greed was so envy that they had put them on slave ships for 3 months. Them people sat in there for 2 months. That was the beginning. And piss. They sat and piss and poop and menstrual for 3 months. Guys, the torture is and then we walk around thinking we all that. We walk around thinking we above. But how could you walk around like that knowing that the ancestors got all that taken from them? You know what I'm saying? How could you walk around thinking you are all that when they were the ones that was all that? They endured more than we ever would imagine. They were all that, not us. We got a clean slate. We're not all that. And if y'all ever go to look at that, y'all will understand why I'm mad. Why these people out here thinking they this. Why these people out here thinking they that. But they don't realize the dignity that their ancestors went through. And it's like, are we turning our backs on our ancestors? You know, do we give them thanks? Do we thank them for the voyage, the hell, the heartbreak that they endured to come here? Are we grateful for that? Are we unappreciative for them? Because we know. So what would you change about you knowing what happened to your aunt? Are you still gonna act stuck up, knowing that they've been sleeping in piss and poop and blood? Because as people, we stick together, we rise together. So how would y'all, would y'all change your ways? Like that was real evil. That was real evil. Evil is not even the word to prescribe it. And just say thank you to your ancestors. A lot of them jumped off the boats. A lot of them died because they didn't want no they didn't know what was going on. They didn't want no parts of that. They didn't want no parts of it. They starved them. They got out of the war like this. So imagine how small they were under wall, shackled hands, shackled necks, walking under this wall. Torture. They were sleeping with dead people, next to dead people, corpse, germs. Watch the video, guys. I love y'all. Stay woke, man. Stay woke. It's more to it, but I want to know. They not going. Still got family over there. They not going to let us know. It's still over there because they didn't take all them people. They didn't take them all. They took some, but they didn't take them all. I think it's still. They only know what they have here, as far as the DNA ancestry kit. It's only here of who they are. They can trace back to where they from, but not the family that was still left over there, but they can trace back to your other family members that was here that came off the shit. But guys, we need to pray. We need to pray for our ancestors and their souls and and keep them in mind. You know, keep them in mind and and do better, guys. It's horrible. It's horrible. All right, peace. Later.